I'm Zach.
I'm Maxwell.
This is Car Chronicles.
And today we have the 2016 Mercedes-Benz E350. Alright, so starting with styling, this car is definitely very beautiful. It's got this nice line that goes down the whole car. I really like that. This one has the 18-inch wheels, which they look pretty good. I like the design. Definitely has a really big Mercedes emblem up front, which looks great. Also right there on the hood.
The color is really nice. It's got a really solid, just white, icy looking beast.
Yeah, to sort of add on that, you can sort of see the sparkle just from the sun. It's a really nice looking color. Another thing to note, it's got these really cool integrated turn signals in the side mirrors here, which look really cool.
The back looks really nice. It's pretty much a classic Mercedes. There's actually not much special about it now that I look at it.
Not much special about
The
it.
front is where it
It looks
happens.
nice though.
The real monster big exhaust.
Funny enough, these exhaust tips are actually fake. They're just for show, but nonetheless, they do look pretty good. Also, another thing that I've always thought is cool is right here, I don't know if you guys can see it, but right here on the tail light is like a little fin out, and I think that's to help with aerodynamics, but I always thought that looked cool. Alright, so now that we're on the inside, there are a few things that are definitely really cool styling-wise. First off, there's the steering wheel, which is just a nice leather-wrapped wheel, really nice. Nice Mercedes emblem, good 10 and 2 notches, really nice. I really like the gauges too. They're elegant, but still have a little sporty look to them. Very nice. This car also has some nice wood trim, real wood, real aluminum trim. Very nice with this analog clock.
Really nice display right here. Super cool looking clock there as well.
This is the Mercedes command system, which is very nice. We're on the radio stations right now, but as you see, you just have this little dial right here, which you rest your hand on this, and you just scroll back and forth. As you see, you've got media, you got radio, you got the navigation, which is very nice. The graphics on this thing are pretty good. I mean, it's a 2016, so it's pretty new, and everything looks good. This car obviously has a nice backup camera. Very good graphics. It's got lines that move with the wheels to show where you're going. Very high quality looking.
These lines actually will line up with a parking spot, so you can back right into it, which is, I think, really sweet.
Very nice touch.
So most of the Mercedes have this, is where your seat adjusters are on the side. Get the window rolled down, really nice leather top, wood here. Great windows.
Good window placement. It's basically the same thing over here on the driver's door. You got the seat adjustments on the door, which is a Mercedes thing, and I really like that. It's very easy. You don't have to worry about getting your hands stuck down here or anything like that. Aluminum trim throughout is very nice looking and very nice feeling, and everything in here is pretty high quality, wouldn't you say, Zach?
The best quality.
Best quality around. This car also has heated seats.
Seated heats.
Seated heats make a return, and it also has a power rear sunshade. All you do is hit that button, and then as you can see back here, comes right on up.
I'll do it.
Alright, one other thing to note is that this car has the Harman Kardon stereo system, which is very good. The system overall has really good sound quality. It's got really good bass. It's got a built-in subwoofer back here, which sounds great, and overall, very nice touch to the interior. Alright, so coming to the back, it's a similar thing on the panel. You've got aluminum trim for the door handle, nice little window switch. You got your speaker there, and there's a pretty good amount of space when you say that.
There's quite a bit. We did move the seats up a little bit, but there's some really great elbow room in here. Leg room is great. Everything is a great color. I love this kind of beige Everything feels really nice, really padded, comfortable.
You got your own vents back here, of course. You can shut them off and on with this wheel. Got a little 12-volt outlet right there.
This is definitely useless, but we got it.
Yeah, it's little. I think that may be an ashtray. No, I don't know.
It's a useless box.
Useless box. But as you can see, I mean, I've got like, I can't even. My hand wouldn't even reach that far. That's how much room I have. Pretty short though. Zach's also got a good amount of room. You've got a nice fold-down armrest.
Console right here, cup holders.
Very soft. You pull it up right here, hit that button, and the cup holders
right
pop right out.
A lot of space here too. A little thing back here you can put something.
Cargo net.
There's a lot of things to put your things.
A lot of things to put your things. Overall, it's one of the crappiest back seats. No, just kidding. Overall, it's a really nice back seat. Very soft seats. And overall, the interior of this car is just pretty good.
It's really nice. So a cool thing about Mercedes cars like this is they have really nice looking pedals. And they feel really sweet. They got the really cool sporty looking metal and then these rubber grips here. So I think that's a cool thing that most Mercedes have in them.
Also, we have this nice aluminum Mercedes-Benz trim whenever you open up the door, which is a very nice touch. Alright, so this car has a 3.5-liter naturally aspirated V6 producing 302 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque. Also, a side note that Zach mentioned is this looks like a very nice toaster for toasting some toaster strudel, wouldn't you say?
I think if you just laid it right, we can get probably
a whole box on there, honestly.
Just lay them all on there.
So, very nice.
We're gonna rev it a few times and see how that engine sounds.
Let's see how it does. So we're about to take it out on the road, see how this thing does, but first,
seatbelts.
So a few things to note about this car when you get in and start it up. It defaults to Eco mode, which it's in right now, and when it does that, the Eco button is also on the center stack. And what that does is whenever you're at a stop and the car determines that it's safe to shut off, it will shut off and save fuel. I don't know how much it actually works, but that's cool that that's there. We're gonna go and turn that off because we don't need that. So we'll go ahead and put it in sport mode real quick. Now it's in sport mode, and we'll go ahead and see how it does.
A cool thing that is pretty unique, especially to other cars, is all the gear changes happens up here, but it's like a flick. It's kind of like a cruise control where you just flick it and then it changes gears. I think that's a pretty neat thing.
It's pretty neat.
It's a neato.
I would agree.
Feature.
So this car also has flappy paddles mounted to the back of the steering wheel, which, you know, they're nice. They're plastic. They're not, this isn't really a sporty car. It's just an E350, more luxury. So the paddle response isn't awful, actually. I was surprised. It's not that bad. You know, downshifts aren't, it's not that bad. It's not great, but it's good enough. And one thing also to note about that is that it's not really like a full manual mode. Like some cars have a full manual flappy paddle mode. This, it'll decline shifts, it'll upshift for you. It's still nice to be able to have that mode is basically what I'm trying to say. So we're just cruising along on this nice little back road here.
Once again, we're gonna be taking it through curvy roads, checking it out, how it drives. This car has already great handling, so it's
not bad.
Gonna be fun.
I think this car weighs around 3,800 pounds, maybe a little heavier. But it takes the corners pretty well. We haven't really gotten to the corners yet, but just based off of this little road, it's doing pretty nicely. So visibility in this car is really good. View out of the sides are great. You don't really have a blind spot.
This is a huge windshield.
It is a very nice view in front of you. View out of the back is good as well. So a few things that this car has that helps with driving, a few driver assists. It has lane keep assist, so that what happens there is that if you get close to the line like I'm about to do, it doesn't do anything. But what it's supposed to do is when you get close to the line or pass it, the steering wheel will vibrate to sort of help let you know.
It's supposed to.
And another thing, this car also has blind spot monitoring in the mirrors, so whenever there's a car in your blind spot, like say you're on the interstate, They'll light up so you know that there's a car there. Oh, there was the steering right there. A little late, but better late than never, as they always say. All right, so we're at our first stop sign here. Let's go ahead and
do a quick pull.
See how it does.
It's pretty quick. It's a really good sound. The engine is super loud. And man, so one thing to note is the acceleration on this one
is actually faster than the SLK.
This one throws you back. It kind of pushes you back a little in your chair. And
it's nothing like really fast, but this is faster than the SLK that we just reviewed because it's got like 300.
But it's also a 6-cylinder.
Yeah.
Which helps with that.
So steering in this car, the weight in sport mode here, it's decently weighted. It's not. It could be heavier. It's not super great.
It's a good corner right there.
Feel isn't that great either. It's a little on the numb side, but it's pretty sporty overall.
It's pretty sporty.
Here's
some good
coming
curves.
up some corners here.
Yeah, these are gonna be
Let's
good.
See how she does.
Here we go. This is a really steep corner, and go ahead and drive in the other lane real quick. Wow. A little skittish there. There's another good corner. Good driving.
Thank you. Better make sure there aren't any cops because we'd impress them too much. Definitely not speeding at all.
So we definitely took those corners really well.
Fast.
Yeah. Those were pretty tight. And how fast were we going? About 30?
I was going about 5.
5.
Maybe 10.
About 30.
I was going about 5.
5.
Maybe 10. I was going about 40.
Yeah.
So you can definitely feel the weight a little bit, but considering it's just a regular E350, it's not an AMG or anything like that, it handles decently well, and it's pretty quick. It made me laugh a little bit there.
Yeah, that I honestly was not expecting that much force going off the acceleration. And I guess the main reason people would buy these is not really to feel super sporty, right?
Yeah, this is more of a luxury car.
It's a luxury car that, if you got a little bit of spare pocket change, you might want to invest in. But
starting at about $4,000 times 10.
I wish. We're gonna actually take it on these bike trails real quick. There's some mountain biking trails.
See how it does in the air, as what you do with most cars that you test. Alright, so we're going to do a little braking test here. See how the brakes are. Not a full one, but pretty good one.
But a pretty good one. Whoa!
That was pretty good.
Yeah, these are good brakes, let me tell you what.
So, sun is right in my face. But we're going to pull onto this road again and do one more little acceleration.
Yeah.
It is more than adequate.
That's definitely better than my truck.
Better than the 99 Lexus, if I do say. Alright, so we've been driving in sport mode a little bit here. Let's go ahead and put it back in eco mode. I'll let the transmission go to auto, and we'll just see how it sort of cruises.
Because as you know, this is a cruiser.
This is a luxury cruiser, for sure.
A luxury cruiser. I guess one thing to talk about is I'm in the passenger seat, so it feels really nice. The driving feels good. I mean, everything in the passenger seat is, of course, more spacious, relaxed and stuff, but it's really nice. Like, I could probably take a nap in here if I tried hard enough.
Fuel economy, around the city, this thing gets about 18, 19, and then on the highway it gets about 27, 28, around there. So if you drive it nicely, it gets a decent gas mileage. So one other thing to note real quick here is the turning radius is really good on this. I know we're just going straight here, but it's pretty good. So a few more interior features that this car has. It has heated seats, like we said. It also has dual automatic climate control, which is always nice to keep you cold and your partner toasty.
I'm toasted strudel.
Oh yeah. This heat in this car could probably toast a toaster strudel, honestly. honestly. Those Mercedes heaters, for some reason, are very nice.
You need them in Germany, you know what I'm saying?
Need them in Germany.
It's cold up there.
For sure, Zach.
By cold, I mean really nice.
So overall feelings while driving this car, it's not a purpose-built sport car for any reason, but it takes the corners pretty well. The weight isn't too bad, honestly. It doesn't seem like it's that heavy. It's pretty quick.
Acceleration is great.
Acceleration is nice.
And braking are really nice in this car. I guess braking is practical for the type of car it is.
Mm-hmm. That reminds me too, braking. This car has a thing where if you're coming up to someone really quick and they're hitting the brakes, it'll beep at you to let you know. So it has like emergency braking warning, which is helpful. You don't want to rear end someone. Unless you do.
There are a lot of safety features in this car.
There it was vibrating at me again. Thank you.
So we're gonna go ahead and actually turn on the autopilot, which is the safety feature in this car that is.
It works really well. Coming to a stop here, not touching the. I'm just kidding. I'm touching the brake.
Yeah, this car does not have.
The steering just worked because it's straight and it doesn't need to be aligned or anything like that. But pretty good. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this video.
We're gonna go ahead and close it out. Stay tuned soon for new videos. I think our next video is gonna be.
It's gonna feature toaster strudel.
It's gonna be a little something different than what we've been reviewing, and so stay tuned. Hope you like this one.
See you later, guys.
Have a good one.